evening. Thanks a lot for staying with us here at CNN News 18. I'm Remark. Veteran actor Amitabh Bachchan, who was attending the Kolkata Film Festival, has gone on to say that even now questions are being raised about civil liberties and freedom of expression. Big B flagged the issue of free speech and censorship in the film industry over the years. Bachchan referred to the history of censorship in Indian cinema and said the 1952 Cinematograph Act set out the structure of censorship as it stands today, upheld by the Film Certification Board. He also went on to say, since early times there have been change in content. Subjects have varied from mythological films to art house to angry young men to the current brand of historical couched in fictionalized jingoism and moral policing. The range has kept the audience reflecting on politics and social issues through single screens and the OTT. Remember, at the same event, you also had superstar Shah Rukh Khan, who spoke about the narrowness driving social media. But it was Big B's comment that has now sparked a massive political row. BJP spokesperson Amit Malviya took a dig at West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and said that Big B's words are like holding a mirror to the tyrant under whose watch India witnessed the bloodiest post-poll violence. The TMC then hit back, with TMC MP Nusrat Jahan slamming the BJP, saying signs of a tyrannical rule include banning movies and that this is happening under the BJP's regime while the centre is busy accusing others of doing the same. While the respective political parties might have found enough ammunition to attack each other, many are asking, is a controversy now being created where there is none?
But even now, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sure my colleagues on stage will agree, questions are being raised on civil liberties and freedom of expression.
So why are we really seeing a political war of words? How have the political parties managed to create a controversy, and was there really anything that was said with a political intent? Let me break down the details in terms of what we are hearing from the BJP as well as the TMC. Let's break down those details of what we are hearing from the political parties. What has the BJP said so far? They've gone on to say that Big B's words were prophetic because they were said in Kolkata at a time when you also had Mamata Banerjee at the same stage. The TMC has gone on to say the tyrannical rule includes movies banned. The BJP has again gone on to say that Big B spoke with Mamata on the dais, thus there was a larger messaging that was being said. The TMC has gone on to say there is no freedom of speech under the BJP regime, and we continue to see that. This is what the TMC is claiming in banning free speech and also curtailing voices of journalists. The BJP is also saying it's like holding a mirror to the tyrant. They think, and their interpretation is, that this was intentionally said by the actor considering the fact he was in Kolkata. The TMC has also gone on to say Big B could express freely in Bengal, and that's the atmosphere as far as the state is concerned. The TMC has also said Big B denounced BJP on the Kolkata International Film Festival platform, where the BJP has gone on to say stood for West Bengal poll violence victims. So as I said, political war of words has erupted. But is this really the first time that we're seeing Bollywood stars and even superstars speak on the issue of freedom of expression and free speech? Let me just bring you some examples where we've seen some other actors also speak on the specific issue. Let's go back to what Swara Bhaskar had said. Society doesn't care about the freedom of speech. But she wasn't alone. There are other actors who've spoken about this topic and on similar lines. Kangana Ranaut had also said freedom of expression can't hurt others. What is the other positions that we've seen? Amir Khan, who'd said when he'd spoken about his ex-wife, he'd gone on to say, Kiran asks if we should move out of India. Remember, this of course had resulted the actor in a lot of backlash, where a lot of people had said that if you don't find India comfortable, then maybe you should move to Pakistan. Let's talk about what Anurag Kashyap had said in the past. We don't have freedom of expression in India. Of course, he had drawn parallels to what we see in other movie industries. Then let's talk about what Kamal Haasan had said, curbing freedom of expression is not dignified. But as I said, political parties have managed to find enough fodder to hit back at each other, but many are still questioning the fact that our political party is creating a controversy when there is none. Let me take that question to our newsmaker this evening. We have TMC MP Nusrat Jahan now joining us on the broadcast. Nusrat, we appreciate you taking out the time and joining us here on CNN News 18. Before I get to the political aspect of the comments that were made by Amitabh Bachchan, how did you see the comment that was made by the star?
I think it was a very neutral comment, and he's a legendary actor, and I respect the fact that he's always spoken for the Indian cinema. Why did one of the BJP leaders have to tweak his words and twist it in a way and make it sound more political, but it was just about films?
So the BJP leader you're talking about is Amit Malviya. So I'm going to quote to you what Amit Malviya said. He said that Amitabh Bachchan's words couldn't have been more prophetic since they were spoken in Kolkata, because you had Mamata Banerjee on the dais as well. The BJP has also gone on to say this is like holding a mirror to the tyrant under whose watch India witnessed the bloodiest post-poll violence. BJP also saying that Mamata Banerjee has tarnished the image of Bengal. How do you see the BJP's criticism?
Firstly, let me just tell you that my Chief Minister has always stood for the people of Bengal. She's always stood against anything which is against humanity. As we in Bengal, we really believe in fighting for the freedom of speech and expression. We have always fought for unity, peace and diversity. So keeping that in mind, I would like to say that Mr. Malviya has never had his facts corrected. Reports say that till date, he has reported 14 misinformation towards the people. So I would request him, along with his other party leaders, not to tweak information, as he is endowed with a huge responsibility on his shoulders, which he needs to respect the duties that he's endowed with. And people look up for such eminent personalities for the right facts and information. And if he gives out wrong information and mostly fake information, he's actually turning out to be a fake information peddler. So I would ask him to keep a check on his facts.
I'm also looking at the tweet, Nusrat, that you also put out, hitting out at the BJP, and this is what it said, that these are signs of a tyrannical rule, including banning movies, detaining journalists, punishing common people for speaking the truth. You've also gone on to say capping freedom of speech and expression means just this. I want to ask you a specific question, and this is what the BJP, of course, is interpreting now. Do you think the veteran actor Big B chose Kolkata specifically to make the comment that he did?
He spoke on a very neutral ground. He was not really hinting at my political party for sure. Seeing the current scenario in India at the moment, everything that we do in India right now is directed by BJP. What we eat, what we are supposed to watch on TV, what we are supposed to learn in school, basically everything in the constitution is being wanted to be rewritten by the central government at the moment. And anybody who has been voicing their thoughts against it has either been slapped by sedition of charges, or they have been harassed by the central agencies. So it's a very scary situation at the moment. Maybe keeping that in mind, Amit ji wanted to speak about films on a more liberal note, and that the films are a way of expression, and films have their own fate, and films have been an inevitable part of Indian culture for a very long time.
Okay.
So you have to let the film decide its own fate. You have to let the viewers decide the film's fate. Any government, based on any mere speculation, cannot really endorse, propagate any kind of speculations to bring about hatred amongst the communities, and as a result of that, try banning films.
Okay. So essentially what I'm trying to understand, are you saying that political parties are using the comment for their own benefit?
I'm not saying that I'm not saying political parties are being utilizing it. What I'm saying, the current scenario in India is such that every film has the fear of being banned, of being pulled down, of being judged on the basis of religion, color, and political agenda. So you cannot really judge films on that note, because films are made for the entertainment of people. So why don't you just let people decide? I mean, that is going to be the best course, if you let the viewers have an opinion about the film alone.
Well, that's of course going to be an ideal scenario, Nusrat. But I want to talk to you about the other criticism that's also coming in from the BJP against Mamata Banerjee. Now, BJP has also gone on to say that you have Mamata Banerjee belittling Bengalis, and the reason they're saying that is that look at the people who were invited for this film festival. You didn't invite Mithun Chakrabarti. They're also saying in the past we've seen how Shah Rukh Khan was appointed as a brand ambassador, but Saurav Ganguly was ignored. So the allegation against the TMC, your party, is that you're belittling successful Bengalis.
Let me just throw a question onto you, or the people who are watching me right now, that why wasn't someone appointed from Gujarat as their brand ambassador? Why did BJP or the Gujarat state government appoint someone from Gujarat as their brand ambassador? And I think this question is, it is just upon people to decide who they want their brand ambassador as. It has nothing to do with we appointed Shah Rukh Khan, and our legendary actor Amit ji has been appointed as the brand ambassador of Gujarat. I mean, this is something separate, and again we are giving it a political twist unnecessarily. Now, when you talk about Saurav Ganguly, Dada is just not Bengal's pride, but also our nation's pride. Bengal has seen how Dada has been deprived when it came to the BJP-led BCCI. He was not allowed to continue as a president, as the president of BCCI, and somebody else had been appointed to be at the ICC. So people in Bengal is not really blind to what is happening. So you cannot really compare and try and crop up things just to create problems amongst people.
Okay. Nusrat, what I also essentially want to understand you before I let you go, that Amitabh Bachchan is not the only actor who's finding himself in a bit of a controversy. Even the film Pathan, which is yet to release, is facing a massive backlash because of one particular song. Do you think that Bollywood has become a punching bag and an easy target today?
I will not talk about just Bollywood. I think films alone should be set aside, because no political party or no political leader has the rights to bring down. You can always have your personal opinion about what you like and what you don't like, but you cannot really decide the fate of the film and try to bring it down on the base of color and give it more religious angle. And honestly, nobody has patents over color. Just because Deepika Padukone, who's looking gorgeous by the way, is wearing an orange bikini, and apparently the song's lyricist has chose to write a song keeping the scene in mind, keeping the storyline of the film in mind, and Deepika wore that orange costume keeping her character in mind. I don't see a problem anywhere. I don't see why politicians have to get into it and have their opinions and give it more political angle and try and bring down a film's fate.
Okay.
Film is doing its own job. And it's just made for the entertainment of people. Let people decide that.
Okay. Let people decide the fate of a particular movie. Nusrat, always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for taking our time and joining us here on CNN News 18. So the larger question that we're asking this evening is, with the kind of controversy that we're seeing, or the political war of words after that comment from Big B, are political parties creating a needless controversy? At this point, I want to bring in our guests as well. We have columnist and author Suhail Seth. We also have senior editor of Swaraj magazine, Tushar Gupta. We also have spokesperson of the TMC, Manojit Mondal. Good to have all of you on the broadcast with us. Manojit, I'd like to begin the conversation with you. The reason I started the show by playing out the comment of Amitabh Bachchan, essentially I'm trying to understand, where did political parties, both BJP and TMC, where did you hear either of political parties' name be taken that you thought that the veteran actor was hitting out at one particular party or an ideology? Because I didn't hear any political party being mentioned.
It's indeed difficult for me if you put both the parties together in the same bracket, because they believe in two different ideologies, two distinct ideas of India. So when you talk about freedom of expression vis-a-vis these two political parties, I think we are pole apart. You and I know in this country how these people are reacting preemptorily, even without watching a movie. Forget about talking about those larger ideas about freedom of expression or Article 19(1)(g). If there were one single poster they cannot tolerate, BJP and their lackeys, Vishwa Hindu Parishad or whatever, they do not even preach the real idea of Hinduism. And for your kind's information, the kind of Hindutva politics that they practice incidentally was born in this part of the country, with the writing by
Manojit, I don't have a lot of time. So that's why I want to understand specifically, as far as the comment of Amitabh Bachchan was concerned, where did you see political overtones? Because the BJP is saying it was Amitabh Bachchan showing a mirror to the tyrant. And it was prophetic, because it was all said at a time when Mamata Banerjee was on the stage as well.
TMC has never arrested Amit Malviya, though he should have been arrested for his maliciously false information, at times information which has created law and order situation in Bengal. And on the other hand, you arrested one of my party colleagues from Rajasthan, Saket Gokhale, twice in 2 days for just tweeting something that may be wrong, that may not be wrong. That should be judged by the court of law. But just for tweeting that, you arrested this person for twice. That speaks volumes about where BJP stands on the issue of freedom of expression. Obviously, Mr. Bachchan was hinting at the party that's ruling the center, and that actually was corroborated by VHP's attack on Deepika Padukone and the movie Pathaan.
But Manojit, one second, you're mixing two things. Manojit, one second, you're mixing two things. Let's understand the chronology. As far as the protests of the VHP were concerned and other organizations were concerned, they had already been taking place for the last couple of days. This comment by Amitabh Bachchan came only yesterday. So that protest had already happened. So let's not mix the two issues. Essentially, what I'm trying to understand, have the political parties conveniently just decided that this was a political comment?
No. Not the political parties. You cannot, again I repeat, you cannot mix up two political parties, BJP and TMC. We are not on the same page when it comes to freedom of expression. And I give example. We did not arrest Amit Malviya. We did not arrest Loket Chatterjee, but they arrested my friend Saket Gokhale for tweeting something. Can you believe this? And twice, not just once, twice for the same offense. Now he's out on bail. That speaks about where we stand on the issue of freedom of expression. We did not arrest Amit Malviya, though he committed heinous crime, because his comments led to law and order situation, even during the post-poll
violence.
If
you felt fake news was being peddled, you should have taken enough action. And as far as Saket Gokhale is concerned, there is a separate investigation that is taking place. I don't want to divert to other issues at all. Tushar, I want to bring you in. Manojit, 1 second. I don't want to divert to other issues. Tushar, I want to bring you in. Now, as I said, political war of words, allegations, counter-allegations. The TMC is saying, look at the kind of atmosphere that we have in the state of Bengal. It was the freedom of expression that Amitabh Bachchan could even go forward and make such comments.
Rhythm, in 2019, there was a movie, and I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly. It was a Bengali satirical movie called Movie Shatar Bhoot, or it roughly translates into Ghosts of the Future. The Mamata Banerjee government actually imposed a virtual ban on the movie, and the Supreme Court had to step in, imposing a ban and imposing a fine rather of rupees 20 lakh on the Mamata Banerjee government. So when the TMC spokesperson says that the BJP and the TMC should not be mixed, should not be seen in the same light, I agree with him. TMC was the one banning movies. They were held in contempt by the Supreme Court. The BJP has not banned any movies. Now, Ridhima, moving on from the topic, there are certain facts that we need to believe. One, Bollywood does create very mediocre movies, and two, people criticize them. But while criticizing, there is a certain section of the population who online, on social media, try to define what appeals to the sensibility of the viewer and what not. They want to decide on behalf of every viewer what is right and what is wrong. And that, according to me, is borderline foolishness. Because at the end of the day, you have to understand, Bollywood has been guilty in the past of insulting Hindu sentiments. But you cannot take up any movie, any scattered song or any scattered costume of some character or an actress and make it about the Hindu civilization. Because when you do that, it takes attention away from the legitimate concerns you have from Bollywood movies that are actually demeaning sentiments of the Hindu population. That is very important to be understood. Having said that, Amitabh Bachchan's comment clearly hints at what the TMC has been doing in Bengal, be it the ban in 2019 on a satirical
But Tushar, I'm looking at the
which
statement
Mamata
that Amit
Banerjee
Malviya made, and I'm finding it very difficult because I'm unable to find any political direct comment that was made by Amitabh Bachchan. I'm looking at what Amit Malviya said. He said it's like holding a mirror under whose watch India witnessed the bloodiest post-poll violence. Mamata Banerjee tarnished the image of Bengal. How is the BJP interpreting that from what was said by Amitabh Bachchan?
Look, the BJP is open to its own perceptions and interpretations, Ridhima. But at the end of the day, because it was a film festival, I'm talking about a movie that was released very recently, just before the pandemic in 2019. And Mamata Banerjee, upon being asked
no
about
movie
the
was
ban,
banned. No,
do
you
not
cannot
ask me
mislead.
this
No
question,
movie
I
was
will not
banned.
answer it. Mr. Mandal, hold on.
No.
Mr. Mandal, hold
You are
on.
misleading.
One sec,
Mr.
Monojit, let Tushar make his point. Let Tushar make his point.
Did the
Monojit, one
Supreme
second.
Court not-
Again and again,
Did the Supreme Court
spreading
not fine the
misinformation on
West
TV.
Bengal government rupees 20 lakhs for banning that film? Did the Supreme Court
He
not
is
fine
spreading
rupees 20 lakhs
deliberate
to the West Bengal
misinformation
government
on
for
TV.
banning that film?
Who
Yes
said
or no?
Movie Shot
We are talking
was
about films.
not
Let's
banned
talk
in
about
Okay.
films.
Bengal. Please correct
We are
yourself.
talking about films. Let's
Who
talk
said
about
Movie
films.
Shot was
The
not
West
banned in
Bengal
Bengal?
government
Only
was fined
sham
20 lakh
distributors
rupees
did
by
not
the
want
Supreme
to
Court of
spread
India
the movie.
for banning
One sec,
movies.
Monojit, let
That
Tushar
was
make his point.
freedom of expression.
Monojit, one second. Tushar, make your point.
This person
At the end of
Monojit,
the
one
day,
second.
Ridhima,
I will appreciate if you let Tushar make his point. I have to bring in Sohail also. He's been patiently waiting. Tushar, quickly make your point.
Ridhima, set the politics aside. In 2019, April 2019, the Apex Court of India fined the West Bengal government under Mamata Banerjee rupees 20 lakh for imposing a virtual ban on a Bengali satirical movie. That says a lot about the freedom of expression in the state of Bengal. That's it.
This
Okay.
person is
Okay.
misleading the
Let me
country.
bring in Sohail. He's been patiently waiting. And Sohail, I apologize. I couldn't come to you earlier. Do you think political parties are conveniently creating politics and a controversy when there is none?
So first, let me tell you, Nusrat Jahan must get her facts right before she even attempts to comment on fact checkers. As must everyone here, including people who are fascinating about these things. Every political party has banned people of their choice. Chidambaram got a ban done and a guy arrested in Coimbatore when he was finance minister because there was a Facebook post against Karti. Mamata, who I've known Mamata Banerjee for a long, long time. Mamata got a Jadavpur University a person arrested. She got a cartoonist arrested. The BJP has done the same. We are living in times where these people want to infest everything with politics. It is ridiculous. I totally agree with you, Ridhima. I don't even know if Mr. Bachchan ever imagined that his comments would be taken out of context.
True.
And both political parties would fight over a comment that this guy made. First, in today's climate, you shouldn't be opening your mouth if you're a public figure or a celebrity because you know how it will be twisted. Now, Monojit talked about Saket Gokhale. I mean, you're arresting people on the basis of tweets. There will be reprisal. And Monojit is right. Come to Bengal, they'll arrest people. Is this the country we really want to build? Is this the nation we really want to be proud of? Is this what Narendra Modi wants as Prime Minister of India, to build a multi-trillion dollar economy? Is this, Ridhima, the nation that you want to bequeath to your children? Is this the country we want to live in, where every day someone is raging about an incident for no rhyme or reason. You know, I was deeply upset when Amir Khan made that irresponsible statement saying, oh, my wife and I find it insecure and unsafe to stay in India. I found it completely, compellingly debased and abhorrent. But every day, there's something or the other happening. I mean, for God's sake, Mamata Banerjee's invited people for a film festival. You talk about cinema. You know, you talk about, look at what the Rays and the Mrinal Sens and the Ghotoks used to do. I'm from Calcutta. We never had a goddamn discussion on ita tolerance, nay, ita omuk tomuk, nothing. We talked about cinema. We talked about the arts. We talked about engendering creativity. Today, people, and Ridhima, you're absolutely right. People, even celebrities, even filmmakers, even film actors, and by the way, they have every right to express their opinion. So I can't take away that right. But when you live in a climate such as this, where on social media or other media things can be twisted, you need to be more responsible. A, B, talk about the purpose for which you have been invited. The Kolkata International Film Festival, I don't know, Monojit is much younger than me, may not have been born. We used to go and hang out at Rabindra Saudar. And we used to see film after film after film. No one had a debate. At that time, the communists were fighting the Congress. Naxalism had just ended.
But
no
Sohail, I agree with I agree with 90% of the points that you're making. But when you say that what
is the 10%?
I'll tell you. You are saying that if you're a public figure, you should be careful about what you speak. Then doesn't it become a twin-edged sword? Because if Bollywood doesn't speak, then there is a lobby hitting out at them. So damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Ridhima, you're absolutely right. If you do, you're damned. If you don't, you are. You're absolutely right. But I'm saying, Ridhima, here's the thing. Today, I would have celebrated the Kolkata Film Festival or the New Delhi Film Festival for the glory of cinema.
Okay.
Now, what are we discussing on all channels, and rightly or wrongly so? We're discussing comments made by Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan. Who has been left aside? People whose films are being screened, the jury that is present for the Kolkata International Film Festival, the artists who have come in.
True.
I mean, in this country, once politics comes in, everything else becomes redundant. It's stupid.
True. And I agree with it. And unfortunately, Sohail, when we're speaking about, unfortunately, Sohail.
Mamata Banerjee is equally, Mamata has also done the same thing. So, Monojit, be fair. I'm completely neutral. I have no axe to grind.
Sure. And unfortunately, Sohail, as you said, at a film festival, other than discussing the content of films, the projections of actors, we seem to be discussing everything else. Okay. Monojit, quickly, come in. Make your point. Tushar, I'll give you the final word. 1 second. Monojit, come in. Monojit.
It was started by Amit Malviya deliberately. He made the whole thing political. Yeah. The artist will talk about freedom of expression. That's right.
But Monojit, that option to respond was also with the TMC. The TMC also wanted to use that and make this into a political controversy. Okay, Tushar, final word. Okay, one second. Tushar, final word. I'm running out of time. Tushar, final word.
Never in the last few decades have Bollywood and its audience been so distant. But my worry is that Bollywood or celebrities who represent Bollywood over-intellectualize aspects or issues they don't understand, and the viewers, at least some of them, over-politicize things that do not deserve the attention they actually end up getting. That's all.
Okay, Monojit, you also wanted to make a point. I'll give you 30 seconds.
So look at the way the Bollywood has been targeted. This person, BJP is probably like your whatever, saying that Bollywood is making third-grade movies. Who are you to judge? Kashmir File is a first-grade movie. That's what you say. Or it's a third-grade movie. Who are you to judge? Let the people judge. If they don't want to watch Bollywood, they will throw it out. Look at the way he's attacking Bollywood. Suhail Bhai is extremely nice when he says that Bollywood is left out.
See, Bollywood, unfortunately, we can't find a solution. We can't find a common ground as far as these claims and counterclaims between the political parties are concerned. But I agree with the point that was being made by Sohail that should a film, event or an award function should only be possibly restricted to discussion on films and what we could see in days to come. But possibly it's being used by political parties to suit their own narrative. Unfortunately, I'll have to leave that conversation there. I'd like to thank all our guests as well. With that, it's a wrap from my side. News continues here on CNN News 18.